you do your thing there. And how old were y'all when? Okay, I got to ask this: who started singing first?
I sort of forced them to do a group with me about 10 years ago when Robert was 7. Yeah. So he was a little tiny thing. And we started doing YouTube videos, and it was back when Justin Bieber and Cimarelli and all those groups were so popular, and they were doing the music video thing on YouTube. So I was like, we need to try it. Let's see what happens. And we started doing pop music. And then the more we would do it, I started writing, and in about 2013 is when we wrote our first originals, and country came out just because we were so heavily influenced by country music growing up. And ever since then, we just been pursuing it full time.
Okay, so you quote unquote forced them into joining you. How did you get into music yourself? What did you do that got you bit by the bug, so to speak?
Yeah, I think I was just inspired just by watching others, and I just thought, hey, that looks like a lot of fun. I want to try it. We always grew up just messing around, making videos and that kind of thing. So I think for me, it was more of the music video aspect, trying to create something new and be creative. I would take out like a bridge of a song, and I'd write in a little rap part, and Robert would do a little rap part of the song. So I just really enjoyed that. So yeah.
So Robert, she shoved you into being the rapper of the group. Does that still carry on today? Do you have that? I mean, have you felt like maybe your hat needs to be tilted a little bit, or something like that, and jump into a rap song at any time?
Oh yeah, I need to come out of my retirement from being a rapper. I'm ready to get back at it.
So, Kathryn, how did you get started? I mean, did you like just start singing as a child or what?
Well, we're a very close-knit family, and Lauren and I were actually homeschooled. So that's whenever her budding inspiration started for getting into the music industry. And I just kind of gravitated towards what she was doing because I wanted to be like her. And it was more of like, Kathryn, we got to film this video type of thing. And then once I got the hang of it and figured out what harmonies were and all that kind of stuff, I enjoyed doing it. But if it weren't for Lauren, I don't know if I would have been brought on my shell like I have been with it.
I like the way you say that. So you were kind of introverted until all this started, until your sister got old enough to shove you out of your shell.
Yeah, kind of. I wasn't really introverted in regards to like singing and stuff because I have a very bubbly personality. I just didn't realize that I like singing, that I could sing. So I guess if it wasn't for Lauren, then I never would have known. So it was more of that type of aspect. Because the funny thing is, Lauren's kind of always been the shy one.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. And you would never ever think that. So like whenever she started saying that she wanted to go into the music industry, it was kind of a shock because her personality does not line up with that.
It honestly doesn't. It's sort of weird. So like I was always the quiet one. I would be nervous to, like if I had to present a project in front of the class or something like that, I would freak out. So when I told my mom, I was like, I really want to do singing. She's like, what? That makes no sense. Like I know it's sort of odd, but for some reason I just want to try it.
Well, who is this child? Wait a minute.
You like knock on the head.
Yeah.
Right. Did she fall down or something? Just get a little bump or something like that. So you guys started out just doing kind of the YouTube video thing. So you obviously have grown up in the social media age, very much.
Yes. Yeah. Robert has the most of that.
Yeah, he's the one that's got. Now, I got to say this because I've seen you guys play guitar. I mean, Lauren, you play guitar. Robert, you play guitar. How did that come about? I mean, was that just something that was your desire to help with the singing, or did you push Robert into that, or how did all that start? I'm going to use that a lot tonight, just so you know.
So, I started playing guitar when I think I was 17. And I just went to the store, like got a guitar for my birthday, I think, and just went on YouTube and Googled chords. And the more I would learn, the more I wanted to learn, and kept going and going. And then I ended up going to Berklee College of Music. And so I got to major in music business and minor in different things. And I got to take guitar classes. And I don't know, it's just always interested me. Actually, my first instrument was the drums. So we had a drum kit, and I would mess around on the drums, but that didn't last too long because it was just too loud. So we had to find a different instrument for me. But yeah, then I told Robert, I said, you really look like you played the electric guitar. So he took some lessons and he enjoyed it. He caught on really fast. So yeah.
Wow.
I saw, what was that? Probably fourth grade. I was just kind of, messing around with the guitar. Then my buddy who played guitar, he's like, hey, we got to go in the talent show, have a little solo. So that's like when I really learned a lot, because I was getting Lauren to teach me and everything, so I could go get all the ladies at the elementary school talent show. But yeah, I fell in love with it at like fourth grade or something like that.
That seems to be the excuse for every guy learning to play guitar, learning to sing. I interviewed an artist one time. I won't say his name, but he gave the exact same excuses of why he started to sing and play guitar. And he said it didn't work. So just so you know,
I don't think it worked either, really.
So who are some of the inspirations that y'all have? I mean, you have some of the same ones. Are they, who's some of your idols, or those that you look up? I don't want to say idols. Who are some of those you look up to?
I really like 90s country, Tim McGraw, Brooks and Dunn, all that good stuff. And as a songwriter, I think this is just a loaded answer, but there's a lot of artists that inspire me as a songwriter. Miranda Lambert, I like Carrie Underwood. And the cool thing about that is that we have 3 different voices. I can write from a male perspective, and then Kathryn has like more of a bigger type Carrie Underwood voice. And then I have more like the old Taylor Swift kind of voice. So that really opens up the doors for me. But what about y'all? Who's y'all?
For me, really, what it really like makes me want to go out and sing and do music is I enjoy all the old, Hank Williams Jr. and Waylon Jennings, all the old school stuff. And I like a lot of outlaw country. And I used to go and like watch the old videos of him performing live, like Hank Williams Jr. And it made me want to get out there and go sing. I thought it was awesome.
You just feel like you were born to boogie, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was just going to throw it to you. So
I was just going to piggyback on what they said. Mine's like a combination of their answers, just like the older. I'm a big Kenny Chesney fan, so I like all of that type of music. Like she said, Tim McGraw, just the old school type of country, because we grew up listening to that too whenever we were little, so it just kind of stuck with us.
Yeah.
That was my next question, was that kind of stuff in the house? Because, I mean, with Lauren being the oldest, she's 26. You guys weren't around in the 90s. I'm sorry.
A little bit.
But our parents.
I wasn't. I was 04.
Yeah, you're
Our parents always listened to country music. Actually, their honeymoon was to Nashville. So they were big country music. So we grew up listening to all that. So
yeah.
That's awesome, though. I mean, and I mean, are your parents musically inclined?
No.
Robert laughs.
Not at all.
Let's just say my dad was gifted in another area.
Yes, our mom loves music. She can name any song and tell you the artist and the year it was written, and loves music. But our dad, he's not the one you want to stand by at church when we're singing the hymns, because he can't really carry a tune.
Yeah.
But our grandparents actually, my mom's mom and all of her sisters, they could just play any instrument by ear. So I guess that's where it comes from.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's I can't play anything by ear,
Yeah, right.
That's the only thing I can pick is my nose. So do all of y'all write collectively, or Lauren, do you do the majority of the writing for the group?
I do. I do all the dirty work. Yeah. So I think that I don't know. I just sort of keep it to myself. Honestly, I just get ideas randomly and sort of just go as a one-woman show on that. I don't know. Kathryn and Robert just sort of sit back and let me do all the hard work, and then I bring it to them. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Well, the good news is when the streaming check comes in, you get the most of it. So
hey, there we go.
I probably shouldn't have divulged that. You've probably been hiding that, haven't you? Sorry, I didn't mean to bust you out there. So with you guys, I mean, you're going back and forth to Nashville. How often do y'all go down to Nashville to record?
We the last time we were there was what, about a year ago, and we were gonna come back to record our Christmas song that we just released, because I wrote that one, believe it or not, like middle of September. So that one's really fast. But we ended up doing that one remotely, which was really good because we had to get that one done pretty quickly. So
right,
we just recorded some vocals in our basement and had our producer make a track and put it all together for us. So yeah, I think we're planning on going back to Nashville in the beginning of the new year. So we'll be
okay.
back.
Well, and unfortunately, I have to apologize because I did listen to the Christmas song. It's called Single Bells, and I do not have that one ready to go tonight.
Oh no, that's fine.
I started to do that, and I thought, well, we kind of, it's kind of, you guys release music really quick. I mean, your first single was released in like April of this year.
Yes.
And it did pretty good. I mean, it peaked out top 50 on iTunes country chart. And then you released, now I have to tell you, I'm a huge Miranda Lambert fan. So anything with Miranda, I'm going to scrutinize pretty good, but I didn't have a lot of scrutiny on this song. But she released one called Dear Miranda. And it's kind of I have to be careful with the word. It's kind of a homage to her.
Right.
And what she's done. I almost phrase that a different way. I mean, it's kind of like a fan letter type of thing.
Yeah, sort of letter style format was what I was looking for there.
And it's got a lot of mentions of songs, Bluebird, and you don't. I don't know. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you mentioned The House That Built Me, but you have one line that sounds like that's what you're about to sing.
Yes. And I think like the whole theme and the whole vibe of the song was that was what we were going for, The House That Built Me. And I think like at the very opening, I said, I know that you don't know me from Adam, which is what she says in Ma'am, I know you don't know me from Adam. So yeah, I just sort of like to hint here and there with that one. That was a cool different type of writing style for sure.
So the big question, has she heard it yet?
I'm not sure if she's heard it yet. I think that somebody said she liked one of our videos. Somebody had commented that. So maybe she has heard it, but we haven't heard from her, so I don't know.
No.
I hope she's heard it.
You have to go back and check the likes on that video and see if she's there. Or sometimes it's hard to tell, there's a lot of like fan sites out there that'll do that kind of stuff. But
right.
Just always look for the blue check mark. That's what they always tell me. And I've fallen ill to that 2 or 3 times and thought, oh, somebody's following me. And it's like, no, it's not. And then my day's ruined. It's like I can't do anything from there. So Lauren, you play guitar. Robert, you play guitar. Kathryn, do you play instruments?
I have a mandolin that Lauren gave me, so I
tried to get her.
I just know like the basic chords, but I'm not as skilled in that department as they are with playing the guitar. So I like it, but I just don't spend as much time with it as I should. But it's a good fit for me though, because I have really small hands. I'm really tiny, so a guitar was too big for me. So I was trying to find an instrument that would fit with me. So.
I'm sorry, just that whole description was just something funny about that. I'm just, admitting you're small. So most people wouldn't do that. But I mean, I love the sound of a mandolin. So, I can hear in some of your songs. I mean, in a future song, not that I know what song it would be in, but I could just hear that being a part of your music because of your voices. Now, you guys have such a great blend, and a lot of times, people say siblings when they sing, they do have that just something about it where their voices blend really well. But you guys have a really tight harmony.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I mean, I've listened to a lot of your music, and that's one of the things that I've noticed is it just flows really well. There's no single voice that stands out when you guys harmonize. I mean, Lauren does because she's kind of the lead, I guess. Now, Kathryn, do you and Robert, do you guys sing lead on any songs? Are you planning on doing anything like that soon?
We do. Lauren, the ones that we've released have just been she's been singing lead on those, but she has some that she's writing that both Robert and I will be singing lead on. And then we have some older songs too that we've done that we sang lead on, but Robert and I both sing as well. We just had the harmony part on these.
Right. Now, I got to ask real quick, because I was watching videos of you guys last night. I was down in the studio, and I thought, well, I'm just going to check out some videos. And you had one that was #1 songs of 2017.
Yes.
And y'all were like going from one to, it was just kind of a medley mashup type of thing. You just go from one to another. Where did that idea come from?
So I did that. I'm guilty again. So I just thought that we did some other mashups where we did classic country mashup from songs from 1960 to 1999. And so that sort of inspired it, because I just always been interested in mashups. I've seen other artists do them, and I thought, I'm going to try to make one. And it's a challenge for me. It's like a puzzle, sort of, you choose the songs that you want to add into it, and then you have to get it all in the right key and make sure they flow. So it was a really fun process for me to come up with all that.
Right. Well, I'm going to freak y'all out for a minute. I'm going to do something real quick here. I apologize. We're going to switch sides because I'm above your website, and if they go there, they're not going to find me. So I would rather them look for y'all. I was taking the lead chair there, and that's not where I wanted to be. So when you started recording, what was the thought? I mean, was it just for fun, or did you want to do it? I mean, is this a career that you guys are going to launch into? Kind of, what do you see in the future for yourselves?
Yeah, you want me to answer this one?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think a career, 100%. Like, we started doing the videos when we were younger, and I think at first it was a little bit just for fun, but the more we do it, the more it was like, we want to do this for the rest of our lives, kind of thing. So yeah, we would like for this to be our main focus, main career moving forward.
All right. So Lauren, since you're the lead songwriter here and the one making the most money, let me pitch this to you. Sorry, I did it again. Dadgum. They're going to be checking those checks every time they come in now. Robert's over there going, I want my money. So with the songs, I mean, where does the inspiration for these come from? I'll just cut that off there. Where does the inspiration for your songs come from?
Yeah. So I think for me, it just depends on the storyline. It comes from things that have happened to me personally, or even things that I've watched happen to other people. And then sometimes I just make up some kind of story just out of the blue. And to be honest, like for me, I can't really sit down with my guitar and make myself write a song. I mean, I can, but it's not going to be something that I want to use and share with everybody, because it's just not, I feel like it's not the best of my ability. The ones that I want to share they come randomly. And they'll just come at probably 99.9% of them come at the worst possible times. Like, I'll be in the middle of, one time I was sitting in church, and we were sitting I was in the middle of our pew on the bottom area of our church, and the pastor was in the middle of the sermon. There was no way I could get up. And when I get a song idea, I have to record it, or I'll lose it and I'll just forget what it was. And sometimes that comes with a melody, or sometimes it's just like a title, and I'll just type that. But when it's a melody, I have to record it on my phone. So I had this song idea, and the pastor was just preaching. I could not get out of there. And so I was just sitting there the rest of the sermon, just playing this song over and over in my head. And right when he was done, I ran to the bathroom of our church, and I was like humming into my phone, because I didn't want to be humming some kind of song. But that happens to me often. Like right before I'm about to fall asleep, I'll get one. I have to wake myself up real quick and go record it.
If you go through Lauren's camera roll, all you hear are these little videos. It's like,
yeah. Yeah, nobody's allowed to look at my camera roll. No.
Nobody taking ideas, right?
No. Well, sometimes like I'll be like, this is a hit. This is going to be so good. And then the next day I play it back and I'm like, oh, delete. What was that? That was horrible. What?
And then every time if I want to try that, I see her doing it, I'll be like, give me the phone quick. I got a good idea. And then I'll be like, she thinks my track this sexy. I'm like, this is a great idea. And she's that's already a song.
That's already a song.
I love it. And then that throws everything off because she can't go back and listen to the medley without hearing that. So then she totally shot then. So, yeah, but and do the three of you ever collaborate on songs? Have you done that?
For writing, you mean?
Yeah.
To this point, we haven't. I've been the only one. Come on, guys, y'all have to start helping me out.
Yeah.
If I started writing, we'd turn into an outlaw country band. Real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
You never know. Some parts of the country that'd go over great.
Oh yeah.
You know. So now I know that the single that you've got out now, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, Somebody's Got To. Have you guys heard that on the radio anywhere yet? Did it lose you?
Yeah. What?
I'm sorry.
What did you say? It went out.
Oh, I was asking if you guys had heard Somebody's Got To, if you've heard that on the radio yet.
We haven't actually heard it, but we've had a message from a radio station that they said that they played it. So that was a cool thing. But I think it was, where was that radio station? In Michigan? Or
wow.
I think it was Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
yeah.
a nice little drive from South Carolina. Let me ask you, I should have asked this question earlier when we first started, but tell me a little bit about, like, the town. Are you in a big town? You said Columbia, right? Columbia, South Carolina.
Right. So
go ahead.
Columbia is like the main city, and then we're on the outskirts of Columbia.
Okay.
Our town's like, it's a nice mix of a country kind of setting, but it also is like, help me out.
It's more of a rural town.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not a very small town.
We still have stores and that kind of
Hey,
thing.
we got a Chick-fil-A.
Hey, you are big time. Except on Sunday.
Yeah, then we're done.
That's the only downside about Chick-fil-A. It's like it's closed on Sunday.
That's every time
That's
you want
true.
it too.
So I think it was the Dear Miranda video. You guys are outside of a house. Is that your home or is that somebody else's?
No, that's actually this really nice farm. That's not too far away from us. That we know the family that owns it, and they gave us permission to film out there, and they have the coolest scenery out there. So it lends itself to that music video so well. So I was like, oh, this is perfect.
I thought it was funny because in one part of the video, I mean, you're sitting there and you're singing, it's a country song, and the setting just lends to it. And then you're kind of, Lauren, standing on the porch, and in the background, it's like a car or two go by.
The main highway's like up there.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, okay. Didn't stop traffic with that one, did you? So when you guys, I mean, are you playing out a lot? Or are you just recording? Are you guys gigging anywhere? What are you doing as far as that goes?
Yeah, so we're currently booking some shows for 2022. So we're excited for that. We pre-quarantine and the lockdown and all, we had been playing at some different places locally, and then all that happened, which was a good and a bad thing for us, because that's when TikTok started for us, because we were sitting at home and Kathryn was like, let's try TikTok. Well, I was like, I don't know if we want to do all those dances and things like that. I don't really dance. And so she was like, no, let's do it. Everybody's doing it. I think you can do things other than dances. So we ended up doing TikTok and didn't have to do a dance, thankfully, because nobody wants to see that.
no fancy like moves to somebody's got
maybe Kathryn and Robert, but not me. I'm a little lanky. They call me the lanky dancer. I don't have much.
She looks like a green bean dancer.
No. Oh.
You ever seen one of those inflatable things at a car lot?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I started saying y'all get along so good. I feel the love oozing. It's just everywhere. Now, Robert, I'm going to address you for a second because of the guitar playing. I feel like I'm getting some feedback here. Hang on a second. I'm trying these in-ear monitors and I haven't learned to not use them and get feedback yet. I want to address like the guitar playing because it was back to the videos, and give me a second here to think. I think it was the Dear Miranda one that you were shown playing guitar.
Yes, sir.
And then also on the number ones of 2017.
Yes, sir.
And you play a Telecaster.
Yes, sir. Fender Telecaster. She actually got it for me for Christmas that was a long time ago. Probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That long ago?
Yeah, it was that year, 4th grade.
Oh my word!
So that's I play a Telecaster, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Are you? I'm going to pick out a major artist that is a Telecaster player. Are you influenced by Brad Paisley in any way?
I've always seen him play a Telecaster, and I always told Lauren, I said, I'd love to get a Telecaster. I never thought I'd get one. And then she got it for me for Christmas. So
surprise!
Play more.
I love the sound of them. I mean, they sound so good when they're dialed in just right. And so I was really happy to see you playing that because, that goes back to the Outlaw stuff. Waylon Jennings played a Telecaster.
Yes, sir.
So, and his had that fancy leather work on it and all that stuff. But, one of his. Yeah. That would look really good. I mean, it's a good looking guitar,
I'm gonna buy a rhinestone suit for the next year.
Robert, I don't think that's your style. Like
she said,
if you can pull
she
that
said
off.
you think you look like Hank Williams in that white suit, but you look like JD Boss Hog from Dukes of Hazzard.
There's I'm trying to think of his name in Nashville. Oh gosh, what is his name? He's a tailor, and he made all of golly, I had his name, Porter Wagner's suits, the rhinestones and all that.
Yeah, those are sweet.
I can't. He's golly, what is his name? But if you go down there and you check it out, he's got some of Porter Wagner's suits in there, and he got some others. John Party had him do one for him, and a couple of others. And I'll think of his name probably by the end of this. That's usually the way it goes. So, all right. So you guys you're lining up shows. You're getting ready to start that stuff. A question that I like to ask is, you are approached by an artist who wants to take you out on a stadium tour. Okay. Who is that artist going to be?
You go first because I know your answer.
Kenny Chesney.
I knew
Hands
that
down.
I knew that was going to be her answer.
Big Kenny Chesney fan.
Like, who would we want it to be?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Charlie Crockett. Well, actually, if I actually could get that choice, it'd be Morgan Wallen and Hardy for sure.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be me. That'd be mine.
I would say either Tim McGraw or Brooks and Dunn, because I just want to just stand on the side of the stage and just watch them the whole time because I just love their songs so much.
Well, would you even be able to sing? We know Kathryn would if you're out with Kenny Chesney.
No, Kathryn definitely wouldn't. She would be done. She's like, oh, Kenny.
I don't know what I do.
No, you know what? I don't know how I didn't think of this. It'd be George Strait all day.
Hey, there you go.
I don't know how I didn't think of that.
That would be.
My mind froze up.
Well,
Yeah, that was mine, hands down.
Miranda was just with him and sang on stage with him, and I can't remember if it was Texas or Vegas. But I've seen some pictures on social media where they're together, and they're not photoshopped. They're really good.
I might have to Photoshop one of me and George in my rhinestone suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing your Telecaster right there next to him. Oh, wow. Well, Kathryn, I'll tell you this, my wife, like you, is a huge Kenny Chesney fan. And so she's 1 year for her birthday. I surprised her with taking her to a Kenny Chesney show. And my day job is radio. And so I have some friends that have connections and called. And actually, she got to meet Kenny Chesney for her birthday.
Oh my gosh. I
So,
think he's coming near South Carolina on my birthday.
oh,
We might have to get some tickets
Don't get any ideas.
to go see him. I told my parents, I said, I got to get there somehow because it's on my actual birthday, which would be fun.
Well, you know, Morgan Wallen's coming to Columbia, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that show. My buddy bought 4 tickets and it was $1,500.
wow. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, but you know, the Polestar thing just came out, and Morgan was #1 out of the top 75 touring acts as far as money made
That's crazy.
for this year, and he hadn't done that many shows.
Yeah.
You know, he just sold out 2 that he had that were pretty big places. And my youngest daughter, she sent me a text the other night that he was coming to the area and kind of hinted that hey, can you check on getting tickets for that show? So that's part of the life of radio. I get that a lot. I don't know why. I don't hadn't figured that out yet. But, no, I mean Morgan's a great guy. He made a mistake. He owned up to it. He'll do better, but he's a really good guy. I've got to talk to him a couple of different times, and he's a good guy. So he's on stage, he's a good one to idolize. Off stage, don't follow in his footsteps. Sorry, Morgan. But now we talked about the songs. You had your first one out, and that was called Only Thing Missing, and that was in April of 2021. And then you came back with Dear Miranda, and let's see, that one was top 15, wasn't it, on iTunes? Yeah. And then the current single debuted at #2 on iTunes.
It was crazy. It was so crazy.
Mhm.
So so whenever it comes out at midnight, I'm like, I gotta stay. I didn't know this. For The Only Thing Missing, I sort of missed where it peaked because I didn't know you had to like stay awake and because it drops by the morning or whatever if it doesn't so solid. And so for Dear Miranda and Somebody's Got To, I was like, I got to stay awake so I can see where's the highest number. Well, I woke up, I think it was like 3:00 in the morning, and it was at #5. And I was searching for the song like at the bottom. I was like, please be at least 90, like please. And I was looking, I was like, it's not here. And I scrolled up and I was like, it's #5. I was like screaming, waking up my family at 3:00 in the morning. They're like, go back to sleep. And then when we woke up, I thought that would be like the highest it would go. And then it would, because it would fall or whatever. When we woke up, it just kept going. And then it stayed up there. And I was like, what is happening? And Fancy Like was ahead of it. And I was like, there's no way we're going to crack Fancy Like. That's just up there so solid. Right. So I was like, me too, I'll take it any day. Wow.
That's pretty awesome for it to debut at #2. I mean, that's just crazy.
It was so crazy.
And I mean, I know you guys are thankful for that, because to have that under your belt is, amazing. Looks good on the resume, that's for sure. Now when you guys are playing out and doing shows, what kind of what kind of set list are you guys playing? I mean, like give me just a little breakdown of what your set list looks like.
Yeah, so we play our few originals, and then we do some Before He Cheats. Got that in there. Good Directions by Billy Currington. That's the one Robert likes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got what else do we do, y'all? We have
some Thomas Rhett,
and Neon Moon. Brooks and Dunn. Gotta have that one all the time.
Right.
What else?
John Party.
Oh yeah, Dirt on My Boots. That's a good one. We love that song.
Mhm.
And then we don't really do much slow stuff, or we haven't in the past, but
Add some old classics
Yeah.
here and there.
and then we like to throw in our mashups sometimes. So we have some 1-minute mashups that we do specific to an artist, and then we have like the ones that are on our YouTube of 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes, and cover about like 20 to 25 songs. So we like to throw those in the mix too.
Right.
Yeah.
And with the mashups and stuff, how do the crowds generally react to that? Is that something that they really enjoy? I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so it changes it up a little, because if we're playing with a full band, the mashups, it's just the guitar, because you change so much. The band can't really like follow, you can't have drums on it because my strum patterns change and that kind of thing. So it really changes it up for the crowd in general, because they're used to having all the band, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, what's happening now? It's just the guitar. And they're singing like 20 different songs at once. What's happening? Yeah, so it's fun to to change it up and get that.
Well, and those aren't really, like you say, they're not when you do the mashups, it's not something that you can really have a live drummer at. I don't know if tracks or anything like that would even help, but
Yeah.
you can always practice your drumming, Lauren, and you can get back there and try to play along with it.
I know it.
Man, there.
Yeah.
That might be more of a nightmare than what you think.
Probably would be.
So we're gonna check out the new song, which you guys let's see, when did you release that? Doesn't give me the date on here.
November the 4th.
Okay, I thought it was like within a month. I was thinking like 3 weeks ago or something like that. But it's we'll come back and talk about the backstory of the song and everything like that. Before we get to that, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors for the night. Go Tuners. It's a go-to tuner for professional amateur musicians. Check it out. GoGoTuners.com. We have Heart to Heart Coffee, and it's a coffee that gives back. You want to find out more on them, you can go to their website. It's heartcoffee.com. All right, heartcoffee.com. And then Civvy's Apparel. This is amazing apparel. They take worn military uniforms and incorporate them into their t-shirts, their sweatshirts, their beanies, their hats, everything. And it's worn, and they say worn by heroes and made with pride. And very, very cool stuff. I have some myself. I love wearing it. And you guys can check them out at civviesapparel.com. As a matter of fact, we're going to take a quick break. We'll head to that and let you hear some more about Civvies. And then we'll be back with Somebody's Got to right after this on Before Nashville. So it helps when you turn the mic up. We're back. And we've got the band McMillan with us. That was their new song. It's called Somebody's Got To. The only thing, and I'm not criticizing, but the one thing this is actually something I love about it, where you mentioned a burnt CD, because nobody does that anymore.
I know. I mean, I think that it just sort of like it went with the little vibe of that second verse, because
Yeah.
like, and then you put in the burnt CD in the old truck.
Right.
I guess, because the old trucks don't have the plug-in for your phone, the Bluetooth or whatever.
Right. It just doesn't flow the same when you say they hook it up to their
Spotify.
and play it, and it just didn't have that. But, I mean, it just shows that the awareness whenever you're when you're writing a song and you think about those kind of things. I mean, it's not, and you have to do that. Now, Lauren, I'm going to pick on you for a minute here, because one of the TikToks that I saw, I don't know, I think it was all three of you. You were riding around. I'm guessing it was in South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping it wasn't Nashville. And you go, hey, let's stop this random jogger and play a new song for him.
Yes, that was in South Carolina.
Was he actually a random jogger?
Yeah, he was jogging down the street, and then he was hilarious too. He had the best personality. He was so funny.
The part that I loved the most was at the end. He goes, "Are you single?"
Oh yeah, he was smooth.
Oh man, it was so funny. It was nerve-wracking because like you don't ever know. We like to do a lot of different things where you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get. Like we sang in drive-thrus and stuff like that before, so it's funny because people only see what happens like on the video that we take, but prior to that, it's a whole prep. Like we got to talk ourselves up. We're like, we can do this. We can do this. Like,
I'll be in the seat at the drive-thru. I'll be like,
we got this. We got this. Right when the camera gets on, it's like, all right, it's showtime. You don't know what's going to happen right here, but here we go.
So when you guys do that, I mean, do you like plan it out? Okay, now we're going to go through Chick-fil-A and we're going to get some chicken sandwiches. And as soon as she says thank you, we're going to jump into Kenny Chesney or a Tim McGraw or, a Waylon or George Strait or something like that. Do you guys have that planned out when you get there?
Yes,
or is it just...
I just choose a song that I feel would sort of fit it. And then I sort of make up a song, and then whatever flows is sort of kind of like what we were saying before, whatever works in the lyric wise is what we get from the drive-thru that day. I try to make it something that we actually eat, that we would actually order. Otherwise we'll be stuck with all this food that we don't want. But yeah, and I think it's funny, and it's sort of nerve-wracking because like I said, you don't know what their reaction is going to be. And most of the time people like it, but sometimes people are so, like,
We've
the
gotten
workers
some bad
are so
reactions
rude.
too. Yeah.
So we're just trying to have fun, like.
Yeah.
They're all cranky. It's like, I don't know what side of the bed you got up on, but it was definitely the wrong one.
Yeah, one time we went through it, and Kathryn was with me. Robert wasn't with us with this one, and I sang it, and the girl was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't get any of that." And I said, "You didn't get any of that?" She's like, "No." I said, "All right, I'll sing it again for you." So I sang it twice. She did not like that.
She didn't like it at all.
the one time Kathryn did it, and she sang this whole song, getting into it, and then the woman's like, the girl or whatever, she was like, "Okay, your total is 567. Pull up to the next one." Like, I didn't act like she just sang a
She
song.
didn't acknowledge it. I was like, I'm not doing
Here's your
this
food.
again.
I'm going.
Have you ever gone up and just said, "Hey, we're a country music trio and we want to sing for you"? Or do you just jump into it cold turkey?
So we always jump into it cold turkey, but I thought one time when it was right after Fancy Light came out, and I thought, oh, I got an idea. This can be the first video where we actually sing our order in a restaurant. And I'll go to Applebee's and I'll sing it to the worker. And so Robert and I went there, and we walked in, and I was like, "Hey, this is weird, but I want to sing my order to you." And none of them would let me do it. So I was like, so I had to like change up the whole thing, and we ended up going to Bojangles and doing it at Bojangles. So it doesn't work if you tell them you're going to do it. It doesn't work. So you just have to go do it without telling them.
Yeah, what's wrong with people nowadays? I mean,
It's so bizarre.
And it was like kids my age too. I was
Yeah.
like, don't have a
I was like, I know you have a
attitude.
TikTok. I know you want to do this. Like, no. It's like, okay, bye.
oh my gosh. Oh,
And then one girl, she was like looking at it like this, and she's like, "So what's the name of your band?" And Lauren said, "The Band McMillan." She said, "Never heard of you." Thank you.
oh man. Wow. So when you guys, we got to get off that for a minute. So when you guys go to Nashville, I mean, is there a difference in the atmosphere of Nashville than there is Columbia?
I mean, I think for the most part, I like Nashville because it's got the city vibe, but it's not to where it's like Atlanta, and that intense of a thing. I think it's a nice mix, don't y'all?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely bigger than Columbia, and
Got more going on.
a lot more going on. Columbia, we don't have anything going on, especially where we live, because we're on the outskirts, and our highlight is to like go bowling. That's like all there is to do around here.
Or just a bunch of young kids with the trucks that sit low in the back.
Like we'll hang out like Cookout and Sonic and that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's definitely a different type of lifestyle. Everything's a little more fast paced in Nashville, but we enjoy going there.
Oh yeah, I really like it. Really
So
like
any plans to like move to Nashville?
Yeah, I think so. If it lends itself to doing
Yeah.
that, for sure. I think we're just trying to get something established. I know that a lot of people just go up there without a plan, but I think for us it's a little different. Like we just want to have, some kind of plan in place before we just make a move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, Robert, are you still in school or have you graduated? Or are you one of those?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you're one of those super smart people that you get out of school when you're 15 and.
Oh yeah, I was too good for school. I'm kidding. I'm actually a junior in high school right now. So
All right, so you still got a couple of years before you could move to Nashville. Now, would Lauren and Kathryn, would y'all wait on him?
I'm still in school too, so
Okay.
I'm in my senior year of college. So
Okay.
we would probably, Robert, if it got to that point, would probably do some sort of homeschooling type of thing because that's what Lauren and I did. And like I said, I'm about to graduate, so now would be a good time to do that. But I think he'd probably finish it through homeschooling.
Yeah.
And Kathryn, what's your major?
Public health.
Okay.
And nothing music related.
I don't know. Have you seen the videos? So Robert, after you get out of high school, are you looking to go to college?
yes, sir. I actually play baseball. My dad's whole side of the family, they played baseball. It's just been in my family, and I'd like to play in college if that door opens.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, sir. I'd like to go to college.
Now, I've asked this question before to other people who are kind of in the same boat, but I'm going to ask you because you said that. What is the connection between baseball and country music?
Oh, I don't know. It seems like all the old artists played college baseball or something.
Yeah. I mean, you got, and even the new ones, Brett Young was a pitcher and hurt his shoulder, I believe it was, and he got out, and Chris Lane played, and
Morgan played, didn't he?
I think Morgan played, Jason Aldean played. It's unbelievable. So and the weirdest part about it, I've never heard a country singer do a song about baseball.
Oh yeah, I haven't either.
There we go. That's my next
Yeah,
song.
it's always football.
Yeah.
Football game, Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Halftime.
Yeah.
You got the Boys of Summer. You got the new one that Luke Combs has got out, South Coming At You, which is the SEC theme song, and oh gosh, there's a couple of others out there that have football in them. but it's just so odd. I mean, I've asked that question of others and nobody can answer it. So I don't know what the connection is. But
It's ironic.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's just one of my philosophical discoveries. So you won't find that in any philosophy class you take in high school, college, or otherwise. Trust me. Or you could. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. That could be the final question on your philosophy class is what's the connection between country music and baseball? You know, but so I'm thinking back. I sent you guys a bunch of questions, and those were something for y'all to look over. But I got to be honest with you, y'all are being so much fun. I don't think I've asked, but maybe 2 of those questions, and I love that. I enjoy that very much. What do your friends think about you guys playing music? And I'll pose that to you individually. So I'm going to start with the youngest this time. We're going to go to Robert and then to Kathryn and then to Lauren. What do your friends think about you being in the industry?
Well, a lot of times at school or whatever, they'll be talking about singing or something, and then I'll get pushed into singing in front of everybody or something for some school event or something. Like, for example, 2 years ago, the athletic director made me sing. Well, I mean, I wanted to sing the national anthem at the basketball game. So well, you're saying friends, so I was gonna say like the adults, but well, yeah, but they don't really talk about it, really. I'll be honest. I mean, they kind of overlook it, I guess. Like I was telling Lauren earlier, I mean we don't really talk about it much. I'll talk about it, but nobody else really talks about it. But
I didn't know if like you went out cruising and hanging out or going to bonfires and you're playing your music and anybody says anything about it type of deal.
Oh yeah, well, my friends they'll play our music and support us and everything. Yes, sir.
Have any of them asked that one question? Can I have your autograph?
Yeah. Not yet, hopefully.
All right. So Kathryn, what do your friends think about it?
So at my school, I'm actually in a sorority. So we got to perform. We had like a Battle of the Bands type of event for our philanthropy, which is St. Jude's. So we got to perform there and we actually won the event. But going to like a big school like I'm at, in my sorority, there's like 350 girls. So nobody really knew me until we played that. And then everybody knew me now. So they talk about our music and stuff. So they're really supportive. So like whenever our songs came out, like I would send it to them and that type of thing. But I go to a very big school, so it's hard to let everybody know about our music. But my friends in my sorority know about it. And they're always posting about that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. So, Lauren, what about your friends?
So my friends are forced to hear about my music all the time because that's literally all I talk about. So no, but really, like I'm constantly thinking of like, how can we do a new video? And I'm dragging all my friends into videos and that kind of thing. So yeah, they're really supportive of it and they like it. I hope they do, at least. I try, I see how many I can get involved because, you know, I just like to do it with as many people as I can. So it's fun. And that's all my conversations are about anyway. So.
So you're pretty wrapped up in the industry is what you're telling me. Yeah. or as some folks would say, you just ate up with a girl.
That's it. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I was getting Kathryn and Robert before this interview. I was like, we're gonna film a TikTok before this since we're all together right now. We're gonna do it. They're like, okay.
And speaking of TikTok, because during the song we were off screen, I did go look 625,000 followers on TikTok. Plus, I think there's a few more.
It's the craziest thing.
And then I went over and I looked at your Instagram, and I got to be honest, I think it was like 17,000 or 100? No, 100. I can't remember. to be honest. I'm sorry. I did look at it.
That's
and, and I had it in my mind to keep up with that. 184,000. There we go. Still had it up on my phone. 184,000. Then you got 600,000 plus on TikTok. You guys are pushing 1 million followers on social media.
mind-blowing. Oh, yeah. Because let me tell you, I think like I've had a couple comments lately too. They're like, "Oh, artists these days don't work. They just put out a video and it goes viral and did it." I'm like, no, that is not how it works. Like we've been doing this for over 10 years now. And I will tell you this, I had to beg people to watch my video. I was like, please watch this video, like please. And we would get these rude comments a lot of the time. And I was like, we just got to keep pushing, keep doing it. And that's what it just takes. You just have to keep on trying, because I can tell you, if you were to tell me this, that I'd have, this amount of followers here, that 2 years ago, I probably would have laughed in your face, because I was at the point where I was like, there's no possible way. Like, I don't understand how these other people are getting followers, and it can be so discouraging, but I'm here to say that it is possible, because you never know which video is going to do it for you. Like you just have to keep on putting it out there, and you have to be, in a way, you have to just sort of be fearless and not care what people are saying. Like if you have a passion for something and you believe that you can do it, you got to keep doing it, because you never know when the little click's going to happen. It's so random. It's so unpredictable. It's crazy.
Now, have you guys ever considered, and I've never asked anybody this question, but it just came to me because I can see this happening. Have you guys ever considered, or have you auditioned for like The Voice?
We have not. For the longest time, they didn't do the trios on The Voice.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch The Voice all the time, and it was just the duos. And then Robert was always too young. But now, honestly, we're of the age, and there's America's Got Talent and all these different places. We really haven't thought about doing it. But some people are like, you should try out for America's Got Talent, and this, that, and the other.
Right.
I mean, I think I would be sort of intimidated, wouldn't y'all?
It'd be fun.
Kathryn is just like the laid back one of the bunch. She shares her opinion, but she's very pointed with her opinion. It's like, it'd be fun.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a try.
So, where do you see yourselves in 5 years?
Who's going first?
You take it
Okay,
away.
all right, I got this.
That's all.
I would love to be able to, be to the point where we have a record deal and that we're touring, and hopefully we can headline shows, obviously start out as opening acts and that kind of thing, and play as much as we can and learn as much as we can from other artists and that kind of thing. But yeah, in 5 years, I'd like to have a headliner show for sure. I don't know about y'all. Y'all agree?
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're with me.
Sounds good to me.
Your siblings. It's like, yeah, sure.
That works.
That's Kathryn's response. Yeah, sure. I'm just picking on you. I don't mean to be mean, and if I am, I'm sorry. So, with I'm sitting here and I'm seeing like you guys on one of these shows, and then you make your way through, and then you hit the big stage. And when you get to that headlining point, I'm going to kind of reverse the question I asked earlier. You guys get an opportunity to pick your own headliners. Okay. And here's what I'm going to do. You each get one. Normally I give an artist two, but I'm going to give you each one. You're going out on a big headlining tour, and you have to approach somebody. It doesn't matter who it is right now. Doesn't matter their star status. Doesn't matter anything. Who are you going to, I know Kathryn's answer to this. Who are you going to ask to open for you on your big stadium tour? Robert, we'll start with you.
Well,
So their status doesn't matter. It's like everybody's equal.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Okay.
I got mine.
Go ahead.
Does it matter if they're passed away?
No.
Is this happening? Oh, well then Waylon Jennings.
There you go. We'll resurrect Waylon to play with you.
He'll come back for the show. Yeah,
Hey,
that'd be
Shooter's still out there. You always have Shooter to
oh
come
yeah,
in.
I love his
Sounds a lot like his dad.
okay.
All right, Kathryn, we'll go to you next.
Well, I mean, I would say Kenny Chesney, but I'll switch it up since I've been seeing him. And I would do Dolly Parton.
Oh,
No. I take it back. I would do Shania Twain. I love Shania Twain.
Oh, look at there.
That's
Shania
a
beat
big
Dolly?
Shania Twain. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good
That's
one.
I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. I'm like you, Shania beating Dolly out. I don't know. That's
I love Shania Twain.
you might make some enemies over that.
I'd have a little duo of Waylon Jennings and Charlie Crockett out there. That'd be a good one. I like a lot of his music as well.
Yeah. That would be good. So you got two, and Kathryn's kind of torn. But she did say Shania, so she is going with that. Okay, Lauren.
All right.
It's all on you.
Okay. This is probably going to be an odd answer, but I think Gabby Barrett. Because I don't know, she's like got the new fresh sound. I feel like she could get the crowd hyped up with I hope. Like everybody would be like, yeah. And I just think that she
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. She's near our age, and I think that she'd be cool to get to know. So that's I'm locking that in. Gabby Barrett.
You're gonna have
Final answer. Oh, so now you talked about you've got shows that you've lined up. Is that what you were saying earlier? You have them ready to go?
Right.
Or you okay. But before I say anything, let me check here. I don't see anything do you have them on the website yet? Because I don't see them.
We're like in the process of doing them as we speak.
Okay.
Yep, we don't have them on the website, but we will.
Okay. So when those are up, then you guys can put out there that this is where you're going to be playing. And we've already talked about you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram. If they want to find you, the best place to go is where?
Yeah, anywhere. You just search the Band McMillan on any website. You can go to our website and it has all the links there, thebandmcmillan.com. But yeah, you can look up the Band
All
McMillan.
social media,
YouTube,
Facebook,
Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't own the website anymore because I took that away from you. No, I'm kidding. We switched up sides again. I didn't mean to do that, but we did. I was like, oh, wait a minute. So you can also, and this is something I always encourage folks to do if you're watching, is when you go to their website, you've also got you've got a Dear Miranda t-shirt, you've got the Band McMillan hoodies, and those are, that's all pretty cool. So if you guys want to order that and support them, go download the music by all means. Always, that's one of the big encouragements. Go download the music. They've got some really, really cool stuff on there. And just the songs that you guys have, like I said, the harmonies are so good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed one question I need to ask you real quick. Because we didn't really talk about the backstory of Somebody's Got To. See, and that's the kind of guest y'all are. You just made me totally forget one of the most important questions because we got off on something else.
So Somebody's Got To. I wrote that song a couple years ago, and it was a song that was really special to me when I wrote it, and I knew it had to be perfect. Like I had to find a producer that would make it perfect, like exactly what my vision was for it. Mm-hmm. And we thought that we found the right producer to do that, and it was this guy who had worked with an artist that we really looked up to, and I was so excited to work with him. And it just ended up after we got back the demo from him, it just didn't work out. Like it was nothing even close to what I had. And so we took a year, and I found another guy to do it, and he knocked it out of the park. Like it was perfect. So that song, like people don't know that it was 3 or 4 years of a process of getting that to perfection, or as close to it as I could, and so then we recorded that one last November, right? Yeah. And so, you know, it took about a year for us to get it out there. But then as far as like the video with Kathryn and her crush kind of thing that I think a lot of people have been talking about and all, I think it was the whole song like sort of encompassed that whole story. So we've been doing videos obviously where we play songs for random people and get their reaction, that kind of thing. And it just sort of fit the storyline for that song. So we went with it and people seemed to connect with it, which was awesome. So it was a really cool way to be able to tell like the whole story through somebody's got to. Yeah.
Right. So Kathryn, since she brought up the crush thing, is that your crush literally, or was that just video acting?
No, it was my crush, but he's my boyfriend now. So
Okay. All right. I was going to ask, you know, so what happened there? Did the video scare him off, you know?
Oh, man.
Knowing that he could quite possibly turn out to be a Taylor Swift type song.
Yeah. I have some of those coming out in 2022.
But I might have to try out this video thing with a girl.
Yeah.
Robert wants me to write a song for him.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys, y'all are so much fun. The music you do is really fun, and just your personalities, y'all are great to talk to. And quite honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. We've, you know, I could spend all night talking with y'all. Y'all are just so much fun. It's, you know, and that's rare. You know, it's just like sitting around a bonfire, just chatting it up. You know, except Lauren doesn't have her guitar, and neither does Robert. You know? So we can't sit there and sing campfire songs. You know, roasting marshmallows and things.
Making me hungry now.
Put some ramen after this.
I don't know what it's like out there. It's like 27 degrees here. If I start a bonfire in my backyard, we have a fire pit. It's a pretty big one. If I start a fire back there, even the fire is going to freeze right now. It's kind of cold. You know, my dog goes out and comes back in record time. So she's like, I ain't fooling around. My business is done. I'm going. So I mean, we've already. I mean, I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do next. I mean, your hopes are you guys okay? Here we go. I knew a question would come to me eventually. EP album in the works, coming out. Any ideas on dates? Anything like that?
Yeah, for the most part, I think right now I'm just really liking how what we do this little single release kind of thing, but definitely an album in the works for the future. But I don't have like anything set in stone for that. But we do plan on releasing a couple more singles coming up in 2022.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to those because, like I said, thank you to my wife for showing me your stuff. I mean, she really latched onto you guys and keeps an eye out on your TikTok a lot. She's the one that showed me the jogger video. And it was after I had already got things scheduled. And I told her, I said, I'm glad you showed me that because I'm going to bring that up. and now, I know that you guys just pick out random people and do those kind of things. I think the thing that got my wife the most, and I really liked it, was like you're in a vehicle, a truck or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's not really that big of a deal, but you always have somebody in there with you. It was your aunt one time.
Yeah.
Your mom.
We got our cousins in there sometimes.
Yeah, your cousins in there. And you guys are getting the reaction to the song. And I love that. I think and I'm like beating my mic boom up terribly here. I love that because it's just cool to see their reaction. Like your aunt, she's sitting there singing along and she goes, wait, is that you? Is that you?
I know. He's hilarious too.
I look forward to more of those and scoping out. I didn't go all the way through your TikTok because you guys have a lot of videos. And so I didn't go through there to get all of them, but I did get a few, and anything my wife showed me, I definitely got. But I just want to thank y'all for coming on, and have enjoyed talking to you. And I look forward to so much more from you. I really want to see you guys go forward and do well. And hopefully one of these nights I'll sit down and America's Got Talent or The Voice or something, and y'all will pop up there, you know?
Yeah, well, thank you
you.
so much for having us. We
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it.
Well, y'all have been fantastic. So y'all have a great night. And again, take care. We'll stay in touch, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on your careers. Okay.
Well, thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Again, Before Nashville has been brought to you by Go-Go Tuners, a go-to tuner for professionals and amateurs alike. Check them out, gogotuners.com. Heart to Heart Coffee, I can honestly say, because I drink it exclusively, it's some amazing coffee. Heart, the number 2, heartcoffee.com. So if you're coffee drinkers, go check it out. And also Civvy's Apparel, some great looking shirts, hats, sweatshirts, all that stuff. 10% goes to help out veterans of every purchase that you make. So you're helping out veterans. Plus, you're getting some really cotton picking cool clothes. I was going to wear a shirt tonight, but I didn't get done eating in time to put it on. So, so I'll have to do that another night. But again, thanks to the Band McMillan. You want to check them out, thebandmcmillan.com. Right there's a website. All their links are right there. Check out their music, download it, buy the merch, and just support them. Let them know that you love them, and watch those crazy TikTok videos. That's always fun. So you guys have a great night, and then I'll be back on Thursday night with another guest, another artist of tomorrow that we'll be introducing to you right here on Before Nashville, where we introduce the country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you.
Bye.